You ever have one of those Saturdays where you're just trying to relax just for once, really let your shoulders drop, and suddenly, out of nowhere, the universe decides to throw you a curveball so ridiculous you actually look around for the hidden cameras? Yeah, that was me last weekend in Millbrook Heights. I'm not even kidding. What started as a couple friends hanging out in my backyard turned into a spectacle of racism, fake cops, and the kind of plot twist that would make daytime TV jealous. And trust me, you're going to want to hear every second. So here's the setup. My name's Terrence, and after weeks of overtime, I finally had a Saturday to myself. I called up my closest friends, Cal, Kevin, and Brandon. We go way back academy days, and though our schedules are a mess when we do get together, it's like no time has passed. Brandon's white, which will matter in a minute, and the rest of us are black. And yeah, we're all in law enforcement, but that detail, well, that's going to matter more than you think. It was one of those perfect afternoons, sun just right, the air not too hot, the grill cooling down in the corner, four grown men in old t-shirts and shorts sprawled out in lawn chairs, talking trash about sports, laughing, just being regular guys for a second. My backyard is nothing fancy, but it's mine fenced in some scraggly grass. A couple flower beds, privacy enough to let your guard down at least, so I thought. Now, Millbrook Heights is the kind of neighborhood where people pretend to mind their business, but there's always one. For me, that's Patricia Donnelly, 60-ish blonde, always got this sour look, like she just bit into a lemon and apparently a full-time surveillance expert. I catch her peeking at us through the fence. At first I figure she's doing yard work, but the way her head bobs up and down, eyes fixed on us, I realize, she's got nothing better to do. You ever try to ignore something until you can't? Cal, who's sharper than the rest of us, finally mutters, "Yo, T, your neighbor's been staring for like 20 minutes. He's not even trying to be quiet." I try to brush it off. Just ignore her, man. Some people need a hobby. Kevin, always the peacemaker, suggests we move inside. But I'm stubborn. It's my house, my yard, and I'm not going to let one nosy neighbor chase us off our own turf. But Patricia keeps popping up, ducking behind her fence, peeking at us like we're the first black men she's ever seen having fun. Kevin tries to lighten the mood. Maybe she's never seen black people laugh before, but it stings because we all know what this is really about. Doesn't matter what you do for a living. Sometimes you can feel someone's already made up their mind about you. About 30 minutes go by, and then we hear her back door slam. Heavy steps. Suddenly, Patricia's pressed against the fence, peering through a crack, face red and pinched. "Excuse me," she shrieks. Brandon, polite as ever, stands up. "Can we help you with something, ma'am?" Probably thinking maybe a white face will calm her down. Spoiler, it doesn't. "Don't you ma'am me," she snaps, her voice sharp enough to cut glass. "I've been watching you people for over an hour. I know what's going on here." She actually says it, "you people," and you could have heard a pin drop. Cal laughs. Not because it's funny, but because the whole thing is so surreal. I stand up, keep my voice even, but inside, I'm fuming. "And what exactly do you think is going on?" I ask. She stares at us like we're wanted criminals. I know a drug deal when I see one. Four grown men, money-changing hands, don't think I'm stupid. At this point, I'm just floored. I mean, this woman is looking at four off-duty cops and seeing a Netflix crime drama. Kevin tries, "Ma'am, we're just friends having a few beers." Patricia's not having it. "And those aren't gang colors." "Huh. I've lived here for 15 years, and we've never had these kinds of problems before. The racism's so thick you could bottle it." "Listen, Patricia," I say, "because I've seen her mail by accident. We're just hanging out. Your mail gets mixed up with mine sometimes. That's how I know your name, not because I'm casing your house." But she's already made up her mind. "I'm calling the police," she declares, waving her phone like it's a badge. "My husband Rick's a police officer. He'll be here in 5 minutes and arrest all of you for drug trafficking." None of us are scared. Brandon just says, "You're welcome to call. We're not hiding anything." But Patricia's off dialing frantically, pacing behind her fence, describing us like we're holding a cartel summit instead of Miller Lights. Now here's the twist. Her husband Rick isn't actually a cop. He's a mall security guard, but Patricia believes he's a decorated detective because he's been lying to her for years. Next thing we hear tires screeching up the driveway. Patricia's practically giddy. "Rick's here." Now you'll see. Rick rounds the corner, about 5'8", bald belly hanging over his belt, fake cop uniform that would embarrass a Halloween store. Badge askew, belt all wrong, everything about him screams mall cop with delusions of grandeur. He bellows, "I'm Officer Rick Donnelly with Millbrook Heights Police Department," which doesn't even exist. Our area is county sheriff. Brandon, cool as ever, steps up. Officer Donnelly looks like there's been a misunderstanding. But Rick's not listening. My wife is a pillar of the community. She knows criminal activity when she sees it. Patricia, arms folded, smirking like she just solved the Lindbergh baby case. Rick tries to act tough, paces like a TV detective, says he's searching us for drugs and weapons, gonna search my property too. Cal holds up his beer bottle. You mean these packages? I flash a $5 bill. This is lunch money I owed Kevin. That illegal now. Rick ignores logic, demands we step apart, pulls out, wait for it, a pair of Home Depot zip ties. Regulation zip tie restraints, he claims. Kevin nearly spits out his drink, laughing. Those aren't even real handcuffs, man. At this point, it's gone from annoying to dangerous. I step in, Rick, before you do something you'll regret. There's something you should know about us. He tries to puff up. I'm a police officer. No, Rick, you're not, I say, calm as I can. We are. All four of us. Cal's narcotics division, Kevin's community policing, Brandon's internal affairs, and I'm Sergeant Brooks' criminal investigations. Rick goes white as a sheet. Patricia looks like she's about to faint. Cal pulls out his badge, then Kevin, then Brandon. We lay it all out, 12 years combined, all legit. And we were just enjoying a Saturday when they went full neighborhood watch on steroids. Rick starts backing up. That's impossible. Those are fake badges. I drop my cop voice. Impersonating an officer is a felony, Rick. You just tried to detain 4 law enforcement officers with zip ties in front of your wife and half the block. Patricia starts to panic. Rick, you are a police officer, right? Tell them. Rick looks at the ground, mumbling. Brandon calls him out. You're a mall cop. You've never been on the force, have you? Patricia's world collapses. She starts crying, realizing the husband she'd been bragging about was never a cop. I ask her, did you call real police or just Rick? She admits she always calls Rick first, he told her to. Turns out he's been intercepting her emergencies for years so his lie wouldn't get exposed. And then almost on cue we hear sirens, real ones. Patricia, suddenly remembering, says, oh God, before I called Rick I dialed 911 but hung up. Well, now we've got real units rolling up for a high-risk drug operation with multiple suspects because Patricia said so. I go out, front hands visible, introduce myself to the responding lieutenant, who by some luck recognizes me from county meetings. We clear things up quick, but still official statements. Miranda writes for Rick in real cuffs, this time not zip ties, and Patricia sobbing her heart out in the back of a squad car, realizing what her fear and prejudice set in motion. Rick gets arrested impersonating an officer, false imprisonment, the whole 9 yards. Patricia's story, well, it spread through town fast. Her apology ended up in the local paper. She got community service and mandatory sensitivity training. Rick did time for his felonies, he lost his job and blamed everyone but himself. But Patricia, she actually tried to change. I got a few letters from her, real apologies, real growth. She even started volunteering with